Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Everything Aja. My name is Aja McNair. I am so excited that you are here on today. I do want to apologize. I know this live stream came on a little bit after because it was, for some unknown reason, it wasn't scheduled. And so was trying to figure out why it wasn't scheduled and all of that good stuff. So if you were right on and it was a little delayed, I do want to apologize for that. But I do want to officially welcome you to So You Think You Can Homeschool. Woo, 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 woo. I'm all about the side effects, all about the side effects. And so with these sound effects, woo, 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 we are on a 21-day journey to help you confidently teach your child how to read. My job here throughout these 21 days is to empower parents just like you as home educators, right? You are a home educator. I know you are mama, you might not have a degree in teaching, but understand that you are indeed a home educator. So welcome to So You Think You Can Homeschool. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. So if you are new here, you'll know a little bit more about me. I'm an educational consultant. I have been a kindergarten through fifth grade curriculum specialist, meaning that I'm the administrator over all things teaching and learning. In addition to that, I have over 15 years in education, 10 of those years dealing with Title I schools, meaning schools that were primarily the children were on free and reduced lunch. And so in these kind of environments, you deal with a lot of struggling readers, unfortunately. And so I have a history of catching children up, closing in learning gaps. I have my reading endorsement. I'm certified in correcting and diagnosing mathematics behaviors. And then a little bit about my mission here at Everything Aja is to empower women just like you to confidently nurture the next generation, both academically and spiritually, all while you walk in the will of the Lord. Amen. So we are in this 21-day homeschool journey. Whether you are a new homeschool mom or you've been doing it forever, or if it's just a thought, you are in the right place. So throughout these 21 days, I've been going live every day at 11:30 a.m. just to kind of give you one tip, one strategy in order for you to begin your homeschool journey. And so there is a free workbook that goes hand in hand with this series that you can grab at everythingaja.com/homeschool. In that free workbook, it does have information about what homeschooling is, how you can get started, what are some challenges, what are some benefits, and then it's also editable so that you can actually type directly into the workbook all of your notes, all of your thoughts, everything that is kind of coming to you, you can actually type in there directly. All right, so we are in day number 16, and today we're going to talk about when reading doesn't click right away. So you've been reading to your child, you've been trying to implement the new lessons. You're like, okay, I'm trying to get a hang of this. You're trying to do, like you're trying, and it just doesn't seem like it's working. Your child's not responding the way you wanted them to respond. And so we're going to address that, right? What happens when reading doesn't click, when you have spent all of your hard time and energy and all of this stuff into your child, and then you give them a book and they're like, I don't know, like, what do you do with these moments? Well, I first want to just talk about these moments are okay, right? Every learner learns at their own pace. And so today we're going to learn kind of how to stay on course because of this, right? A slow start is normal. If you have just started your homeschool journey and your child is like, I don't know, or they're getting distracted, or they're getting all their answers wrong when you ask them these reading comprehension questions, understand a slow start is normal. It's okay. Okay. It's okay for them to start off slow. Okay. But they should not stay there. Okay. Think of it like picking up momentum, right? Or a car, right? I know my car, baby, has no get up and go. My mom used to be like, your car has no get up and go. What is get up and go? Get up and go is when you get in the car and you need to go off real quick. You put your foot on the gas and my baby goes, I mean, it's not bad to speed, right? But then you get in somebody's like Porsche or something. I just had to throw that out there. And then you get in their car and you get in the car, you hit your foot on the gas and they go, shoom, right? They have get up and go, right? But understand that slow progression at the beginning is normal when it comes to teaching reading. However, just like a car, eventually that same car, my little Nissan, is going to pick up speed, right? And so you want the same thing when it comes to your child. So a slow start is normal. Every child's brain develops differently. So reading readiness, what I mean by reading readiness is a child's ability to read the text, right? So there's certain things in which we've discussed over these last 21 days in regards to like phonics and all these different cueing systems within the brain. And there are certain things that must go forth in order for a child to sit here and read a sentence, right? And so this is what I mean by reading readiness. And so when it comes to this, the umbrella is very, very broad. And so note that every child's brain develops differently. And so you never want to compare your child to another child. Okay. So I know just the other day I was talking about percentile rank, right? This is where your child is compared to other children their age at this particular time of year. So that's called like their national percentile rank. That is fine, right? You want to use that as a guide. But when it comes to comparing your child to another child, that is the thief of your joy. Okay, especially on this homeschooling journey, because you're new at it, your kid is new at it, everybody's new, right? So I want you to just focus on your child's unique journey. You can use things like the national percentile rank to kind of help guide you. Like, is my child behind the norm? Are they at the norm? Are they above the norm? Right? So that's what you want to use it for. But you do not want to start comparing your child to another child, especially another child that's on this homeschooling journey. For example, I have a daughter, right? If you start comparing your child to my daughter, like we're comparing apples to oranges, not saying, there's anything massively different, but I do have a background in education. So even in homeschooling, there are certain things that may come a little bit more natural to me that might not come natural to you. Also, our kids are different, right? Have you ever seen a person with multiple kids? Hopefully you might have multiple kids. None of them are the same. You can literally be raised in the exact same household environment with the exact same rules, and two kids will turn out differently. Same way with reading. Okay. So do not compare your child to another child. So I want to give you 3 different strategies to just help you stay the course when it comes to homeschooling, especially when you have a child that just seems like they are not getting it. Okay. Knowing that this can be normal, that slow kind of start off, just think about the car. Knowing that that's normal, I want you to implement strategy number 1, which is patience. Okay. You're going to celebrate all of the small wins, like recognizing a single letter or recognizing a word, and avoid showing frustration or rushing the process. Try not to rush them. Don't be like, you should have got this by now. Don't you try not to get frustrated, because they'll pick up on that energy, and then that's going to kind of stifle their growth. So just try to be as patient as you can. A lot of times children already have intrinsic stress going on, right? They want to succeed. They naturally want to please you, believe it or not. Right? These children naturally want to please you. So because they naturally want to please you, when you begin to demonstrate your frustrations, they pick up on that really, really quick. The second strategy is encouragement. I want you to begin to use positive reinforcement, like you're doing a great job, keep going, in order to build their confidence with praise. Now, remember, we're talking about a child that doesn't really want to do this, right? So you're almost going to have to be intentional about finding things to compliment. Okay. So you're going to look for any kind of win. I mean, like the smallest thing that you can compliment them on, do it, right? Do it. The smallest little ounce, compliment them. Like, even if it's their behavior, right? I love the way you are sitting down ready for us to read. Compliment how their demeanor is. I love that you are so excited to learn. That baby might not have gotten any of the answers right, but you are excited to answer these questions. I love your energy. Keep it up. Okay. So you're just going to constantly find anything to compliment them on so that you do not derail their energy or excitement when it comes to learning, especially with reading. So many children get what I call reading anxiety. I used to have it as a kid. And so because there's that natural blockage or frustration there, you want to do everything you can in your power to kind of just ease it on in there as easy and stress-free as possible. The third strategy is flexibility. You want to adjust the pace of your lessons to match your child's readiness. For example, if we're going over letter sounds, right? And we're trying to get to blending the word dog, for example. If I know my child has mastered the D and the sound, but they do not know what G is, like they see the letter G, they don't know it makes the G sound, like they're missing it, then I wouldn't necessarily, even if it's in my scope and sequence, I wouldn't teach them dog because I know they're going to fail, right? They're not ready for it. So what I would do is insert, right, a little mini lesson in which I review the G sound, right? So I'm being flexible, right? And I'm inserting or adjusting my pace of my lessons. So before I even get to the lesson where they're required to read the word dog, I know for a fact they know all the sounds in order for them to read the word dog. Okay. And so you just want to constantly know, like, hey, when you have this lesson, you read it, like, okay, cool. Do they have all of the steps to successfully do that lesson? And then you want to adjust accordingly, okay? And then experiment with different approaches like games, songs, storytelling. I'm all about making reading lots of fun, right? Really, 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 really fun. We're all about mastering these skills. And so because of this, you want to try a variety. Try a variety. So I want to give you a little checklist. Patience, check. Encouragement, check. Flexibility, check. Okay. PEF. Patience, encouragement, flexibility. And so implementing these three things will help you kind of steer your child onto the right track, especially if they're already having difficulties with reading. And then I want you to begin to look at their progress. Going back to that car example, you know, that little Nissan that takes a little minute to get started, right? Eventually, my car, right, it starts to get a little pickup, right? Eventually, it may not have any get up or go at the beginning, but you give that thing about two minutes, right? Just needs about a good 120 seconds and then it's full speed, right? And so going back to that example, that's the same way reading can be very, very slow to start, but then eventually there should be some progress. Eventually there should be some momentum. And so I want you to begin to look for momentum. Okay. Even if they are seeming like reading is not clicking, I almost want you to become like Inspector Gadget and start looking for things that are improving. Begin to look for progress. So here are some signs of progress, even if they're slow. One, they'll have an increase in books, right? They'll actually have an interest in reading books. They're choosing to either hold or flip through the book, right? That can be a sign, right? So, for example, you have this book out, and you have it open, and they put their little palms right here, and they begin to turn the page. That's interest. Another thing is if they go get a book. Okay. I have a lot of clients that say that's one of their favorite things about working with me is because they're able to see the motivation in their children begin to instantly change. Their children, begin to get the book on their own. They'll begin to ask for reading. It doesn't become as frustrating as it used to be. Okay. So there'll be an increase in books. Okay. So that's some progress. Second sign is this. Let me put it on the screen. There we go. Improved letter of sound recognition, even if it's inconsistent. This is why in my program, Reading by Design, there are multiple assessments so that you have instant knowledge. Hey, are they improving? Are they not improving? Do I need to reteach something or do they get it? Right. So you always need to be assessing them so that you know what they know and what they don't know. And as they begin to increase with recognition, you know that they're making some progress. Okay. The third sign is confidence in attempting to read unknown words, even if they're reading it with mistakes. Okay. So even if this word is automatopoeia, right? And they attempt to do apple, apple. Yeah, they messed that word up, but they attempted, right? There was some confidence. They thought at the beginning, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? So there was a confidence behind actually wanting to read that word. Okay. So these are the three signs that there is progress being made on this amazing journey that you are on. Remember, progress is progress no matter the speed. You may have a child that is moving at 10 miles per hour. You may have a child that's moving at 50 miles per hour. But whatever the speed is, progress is progress. Okay. Reading is not a marathon, it's not a sprint. Your steady guidance will make all the difference to them in the world. Okay. You want to celebrate the journey, not just the destination. Okay. So just kind of always keep that in mind. If you need a positive cheerleader, I'm always here. But know that this is a journey, okay? Not a sprint, a journey. I also want to invite you to my upcoming workshop, The 3 Secrets of Teaching Reading with Ease. We're going to kick off this new year ready to rumble. Getting our homeschool game on. Come on now. We'll be talking about how to streamline all 5 pillars of reading, from fluency to reading comprehension, vocabulary. How do you streamline all of these things that we have to balance when it comes to teaching reading? You can actually sign up for that workshop down below in the description, or just simply by visiting everythingaja.com/teach-reading. Remember, I'll be here the whole rest of this week. We're at day 16. We have until day 21 to go. And I cannot wait to be on this journey with you.